forward to it. Can't wait to see the playmaker. The best offense that never was. The preseason favorite to win the title is now on the verge of getting swept. Saturday night, Kyrie and KD could not defend their home floor. And the Boston Celtics took the 3-0 lead. There was talk of Ben Simmons playing in Game 4. That idea has been put to bed. Simmons can't go tonight with back soreness. And here's Nash on Simmons. I wasn't really expecting him to play in Game 4. Nash reiterated that Simmons will play whenever he is ready. He also said that as of now, Simmons isn't getting another MRI on his back. Finally, some sunshine on this set. Monica McNutt. Good to see you.
Hey, girl.
Good to see you.
I see the outfit.
You approve?
Yeah.
I'm a little seasonally confused here in New York.
It might be a little too loud for them here, distracting. You can't focus on your job.
No colors,
so, yeah,
right?
Really?
I heard that in the first segment.
We're professionals.
Let me just...
We are professionals, okay?
I'm just saying.
I do just want to point out this point. You guys had a great opening segment. There is a philosophy called endorphin dressing in which you wear colors that make you feel good. And if someone is battling depression, that could be a philosophy. I just want to offer that up.
Oh, man.
I just want to offer that up.
Endorphin dressing. I'm all about endorphins. Any way I can get
I
them.
want to offer that up.
Yeah.
Really? I'm not disputing it. I'm sure it's possible. All I'm trying to say is that if that is what you were wearing to make yourself feel good, I didn't know collecting your check required you to feel good.
This is fair.
That's very interesting, though. I like that.
I
Stephen
like her point.
I just wanted to
Stephen
slide
A.
in
had
there.
endorphin
But I would have
dressing
liked
when
it
he had
much
his
better if
chains
he was
on
sitting
from LA.
off into the shadows at the end of the bench and
I'll
not the
give you that.
focus of the entire game.
I'll give you
That's
that.
all I was saying.
I'll give you that.
Listen,
All right, tell me-
listen, everybody want to be sensitive. I ain't being sensitive, no damn Ben Simmons.
I'm just introducing a new concept. That's all.
I appreciate your new concept. I'm going to go with the Shaq concept. And most of the NBA, it's a punk-ass move that he's been doing.
And let's proceed.
That's where I'm with. I'm with that.
And in the words of Kendrick Perkins,
Give a
carry
damn,
on.
please.
Carry on.
It's embarrassing.
Oh.
Go ahead. Let's move on.
Okay,
You know?
let's move on now, okay?
You hand it back to you.
Right, here we go.
Get us back on track.
Be careful.
Don't ever get confused who's in charge, all right?
Be careful, Molly. He might see your outfit and get ideas. He might wear something like
my
that.
God.
Well, he already did. It's
He
pretty
already
similar.
did.
This is right.
He
It was
did.
leather.
Pretty similar.
It was leather.
It was lamb.
It's lamb. My bad. My bad.
Get his leg.
Enough. Speaking of green.
That changes the price tag a little bit. It was lamb.
That's right.
Speaking of green,
Lamb.
my favorite meat to eat. Will the Nets? No, it really is. I love lamb chops. Will the Nets send the series back
Sure
to
you do.
Boston?
What does that mean? All right, who's answering this first?
Go ahead.
You are.
Okay.
What do you mean?
Well, then
What does it mean? It means, is it a sweep or is the series continuing?
Yes, I think the series is going to continue.
Okay.
And here is why I believe. I mean, y'all, if the Nuggets can force a Game 5, then I have a hard time believing, for as distraught and distressed and concerning the Brooklyn Nets have looked, that they cannot find it within themselves to force a Game 5 in this one. I mean, you look at the games. The last game was a 6-point game. It looked far worse. There were bigger leads in the course of the ball game. But I still buy that Kevin Durant is one of the greatest players in the league today and can find the energy to move forward. Now, did they blow a Bruce Brown game? Absolutely. But I still believe in this team in terms of their constitution, their talent, and the ability to find a way. Now, this is do or die. This is a spot they have not been in literally until this point in this series, and I expect them to rise to the occasion. It's going to be ugly, but I do think they force at least a Game 5.
I hear you, and look, you know, that guy is out on the court. Anything's possible. Could they get a game? Yeah, but I don't think it will happen, and here's why. I think to differentiate a team in a situation like Denver with Brooklyn, when you watch Denver play, you can see there's a collective spirit there that those guys have, right, and built around Jokic and the way that they play. You knew they weren't going to lay down. I have a feeling what's going to happen to this team, because they don't look like they're enjoying themselves at all. What happens is you're going to come out with the right mentality. Your spirit will be in the right place at the start of the game. The problem is when those blitzes come, when all that bumping comes, when all that stripping and raking on the ball, when you're trying to drive and you're getting mauled going to the rim, when that happens over a period of time and the Celtics go on a 10-0 run, I'm going to say early second quarter to mid-second quarter, they're going to collapse. And it's going to end up, it's going to get to 20. I think it ends tonight. I think Boston really wants it to end tonight. They do not want to give this team, with that player in particular, any life. They want it to end. And I think they're going to come out, and they're going to hit them early, and it's going to be tough. Teams get hit early, can come back down 3-0 if you've got that collective feeling. They don't have that.
I just think they find it, Legs.
Tim is so funny to me, and so is Monica. You know, see, when you are brilliant basketball minds like these two are, right? You tend to want to elocute and articulate in such a way that just puts your brilliance on display. You don't want to simplify things. See, you don't want to simplify it.
Okay.
Tim knows exactly where I'm going. Tim talking about, Boston want to end it tonight. No, Brooklyn want to end it tonight. That's what's going on here. They don't want to go to Boston. You think Kyrie Irving want to go to Boston?
I actually do.
You really, let me tell y'all something right now. Paint this. Let me paint this picture,
come on.
y'all, because
Make it pretty.
I do know how to paint a picture.
Make it plain.
Could you imagine if they go to Boston and Boston is running them out of the building? What Kyrie is going to have to endure with the fans in Boston? Do you have any idea? I'm talking about walking to the locker room, walking from the locker room, getting out of the city. I mean, the ridicule, the vitriol. Don't get me wrong. The brother got heart, and he ain't backing down from anybody. But he knows they ain't winning this series, and if they gonna lose, they would rather lose in Brooklyn. It's not about Boston. It's about them. Listen, what we saw from the Denver Nuggets, understand what we saw from the Denver Nuggets. It's called basketball character.
I'll give you that.
This is a franchise. First of all, they love their coach. They respect their coach. They respect their superstar. And the pieces around him, albeit devoid of Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr., so they come up short. They rally around their superstar. The Bone speaking the other day about Jokic and all of these cats. I mean, they respect and love and revere. It's not that they don't feel that way about KD, but they know that KD has followed Kyrie. And even though you see the hugs and you see the respect, let me tell you where the respect for Kyrie comes. It comes from his artistic brilliance as a basketball player. It don't come because of his character. Kyrie ain't the dude you want to give him the ball so he could lead the war because he could put on a show against anybody. You want to be in the trenches with him when it comes to actual performance. Like you got to get on the basketball court. But when you talk about building a culture, when you talk about establishing a foundation and building basketball character, the kind that can sustain you month through month through month throughout an entire season, that ain't the dude to lead, and he has proven that. And as a result, Boston's going to roll up in there tonight, and exactly what Tim said is going to happen. See, they're going to stick around. Later, Brooklyn Nets going to throw their punches. And Boston might be down. They might be down 5. They might be down 10. But they're going to be there. And they won't go away. And when they don't go away, Brooklyn's going to go, damn. Oh, they won't go away. And then they're going to start thinking, do I really, really want to go to Boston?
But they don't want to get swept.
They don't want to get swept.
Well, there's only one person on that bench
swept.
that really wants it over, and it's even more than Kyrie.
Ben.
That's right.
Ben Simmons.
Because each day that this thing drags out, how long can he put this off? How long? But
he was never playing anyway. I don't know why they
How long can he put it off?
I don't know why they teased that Ben was playing. I never bought that. I never bought that.
Not for a second did I consider he was going to take the court.
Here's my one thing. While I love your assessment of the Nuggets in terms of the overall character with which they played all season.
Which Brooklyn does not have.
But Brooklyn still has, to your terminology, a dude that is box office and a dude that is one of the best players in the game. And when it comes to him down to basketball and just I want to and refuse to allow my team to lead, I think there is one win between the combination of KD and Kyrie in that space. And then let's also acknowledge, Boston has been almost perfect. They've been blistering offensively, right? And I know that the Brooklyn Nets defense is not
almost perfect.
I
don't think they've been almost perfect.
Really,
I've seen a lot of flaws in what Boston has done. They're just going against Brooklyn.
Listen.
They're just going against Brooklyn.
Listen, talent, I believe that talent can get you on. I could very well be wrong. Would not be shocked if we get swept. But I'm holding on.
You holding on. And I'm trying to say let it go. I'm trying to say let it go.
The point of this show is to be on the opposite side of you. I'm holding on.
This show is right here. Let's everybody know. This show right here is on South Street Seaport. You see that's the East River right there. Let them sink their behinds right into the East River. It's who they are. It's who they've been. Why delay it? These brothers do not want to go to Boston and expose them. Do you have any of that? Listen, I've been there. I would remind you, the late, great Kobe Bryant, God rest his wonderful soul. This brother was reduced to tears. I ain't lying. They got annihilated by 39 points in a closeout game in Boston. I was there when Paul Pierce and Antoine Walker and them, you remember this, Allen Iverson was there, and I was sitting courtside at the baseline, and these threes just came raining down upon the 76ers like a blitz. And I mean, I've never seen anything like it. And Boston is not the place you want to
Okay,
lose.
but Stephen A., it's deal with Boston fans or get swept.
You'll know in the first 6 minutes tonight. You're going to know. It's going to come down to Kevin Durant starting to operate in a space of comfort. He's had none in 3 games.
0.
If he doesn't look comfortable,
he's got to be injured or something.
If he doesn't look comfortable by the 2:59 time out of the first
he has
quarter,
to be. I think he has to be
it's going to turn into a 20-point game.
Molly Karen, breaking news. Get it on the ticker from my vantage point. He has to be injured.
I know you're very abusive to me on the air, and off the air you don't like communicating with me, but I want you to text me tonight, Molly, during the game, because you're going to watch Brooklyn fold before your very eyes. They don't want to go to Boston. They don't want to go to Boston. And I want you to text, you're going to be like this. And all I want you to say, SAS, right again. That's all I want you to say. Because that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. Monica, you too. You too, Monica.
I would never.
You too, Monica.
Do you actually know how much money you would have to pay me to text that?
That's right. That's right.
A pretty figure.
That's right.
And I don't make that much money.